Hi, welcome to Barvotti's 40-second live screening of Tools for Creatives.
Okay, the camera froze.
And I'm frozen. Okay.
Let's see.
Is it frozen still?
Let's have a wide camera here.
Can we just do it all from this camera?
I think we have to.
But you can do the other eCam stuff, can't you? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I'll switch.
Where are you going to put the camera? Like what are you going to have on? Okay, I can speak now. Can I smile?
Smile.
Hi, welcome to Barvotti's 40-second live screening of Tools for Creatives. I am Phoebe Bradbury, or this painting is something that I painted. Right now, our main camera with me on it is acting up, so we're going to use the secondary camera. Today I will be demonstrating some of the tools that we use every day in my art studio. I wouldn't want to be without them, and I find new uses for them all the time. There will be promotional offers during the program, and the promo codes will be active during the demonstration and for about 2 hours after. The current time is 1 p.m. Central, January the 31st, 2022. Right now, the promotions are only available on amzn.to. And I just want to say that normally we present at 12 noon, and that's what it'll be in the future. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 12 noon Central. So, is this the new one? Okay. And I'm going to be here. Pardon? Okay, I'm back. And today things are going to be a little different. I'm missing one of my tools. Here it is. So, what I want to do, first of all, is to demonstrate some of the work that we've done during the programming. And I think this is our 41st filming. And this is the first time we've had technical difficulty with, we're just missing one camera. Most of the work is done through this one camera anyway. And so this is a picture that I did on, I used to call it butcher paper, but apparently I'm wrong. It's freezer paper. It's white freezer paper. And the tool that I used to make this one of the tools, is this 1.5-inch modeler. So you can see it fits in there. And I also used some tools that I've adapted for this. Let's see, I think it was this one here. And that looks just about right because the teeth are missing in the right place. So those two tools, and with those tools and those tools alone, we made all the expressive marks in this wonderful piece of artwork. Actually, I was just demonstrating on the way out, and I just loved the dark Payne's gray against the white paper. And I don't have a video of that, but I do have a video of this one. And I think did they see that? They didn't see this video coming in. No, we'll show this video later on in the show when I'm talking about, I think it's the 2-inch, yeah, the 2-inch scraper. Because this whole painting, and it looks green to you, is it? No, it looks green to me on my camera, but when I look at my monitor, it looks blue. So It doesn't matter. The shapes are the same. And so that's one of the pieces we did, also on white freezer paper. Plastic on one side, regular paper on the other side. And we use it because it works. I use it because it's really slick on one side and great to play with these tools. Now this one is one that's done on Yupo paper. And Yupo paper is an archival paper, so this is actually can be sold as a regular painting. It was done in the show. I think I have a video of it, but I don't have it available to me today yet. It takes us a little while to find the music to go with them and that kind of thing. So this is just done with, I don't know, I think this is the 1-inch shaper. If we look, oh, there's a bigger shaper there. So it looks like it might have been done with a 3-inch shaper. And the 1-inch shaper for those little things there. And I don't know what other shapers, and some of the other modified, not shapers, these are modelers, are shown in the background, and that's what gives the spaghetti background. So these with the flat tools are the modelers. Okay, now I'm going to show you a picture of my favorite artist right now. She lives right next door to me here in the Yucatan Peninsula. She's 6 years old, and she's showing great promise. First of all, I'll show you with her first painting that she did. Have you got, is she up there yet, Previn?
No, I'll put her on.
Okay. This is Marina, and this is the first painting that she did for me. And I thought it was wonderful, and I still think it's wonderful, but she recently, well, I think about 4 or 5 months ago, she got a kitten. And where's her kitten picture? This is her picture of her kitten. And I'm going to go right in. There's her name at the bottom. And I think I better focus it. And what I see here is a person who really loves this cat because she's caught so much of what a kitten is all about here. The fact that it's warm and cuddly, it's got gray stripes, and that's the type of cat she's got. What do they call them when they're striped?
Tabbies?
Yeah, it's a tabby. So, and it has, oh, I've got to go in a little closer really, because I really think this is quite amazing. She has the nose, she's got the little cat cheeks and the little cat tongue and the whiskers and the beautiful eyes and the ears. And she seems to have captured, I think because she likes her cat so much, the whole sense of what a small kitten is like and how much fun they are. So that's a painting, well, it's a crayon done by Marina from Telchac Puerto in the Yucatan, Mexico. There we go. And then this painting is something that we've done. Oops, I think I have 2 shots of this here. We're going to do one of these today because this is a step-by-step process. It's gold paint. I'll take us out a bit so you can see the whole painting. It's on a board. See, so. And it's black on gold. And I will go through all the process. Here's another one done very similarly, and it's done with silver on black. Not silver. It's supposed to be stainless steel on black. So I'll put these over here. I'll use those later. And this one is the one that you saw sped up coming into the show. And it's called, I believe this is Overlapping Thoughts. I'm getting much better at this, Overlapping Thoughts. And it, again, is done on Yupo paper, which makes it marketable. And I will be selling these online. Oh, in the near future. I don't know where, but because it's on Yupo paper, which is a plastic paper, that makes it archival, and so it's very sturdy and it can be used. I'll just grab another one here, just to show you a smaller Yupo paper, and this is done on a card size. So even if you didn't clean up the back, if you can send this as a postcard because it's on a strong enough card, And I just want to show you how the detail using these tools is, even when it's very, very close up, the detail is really good. So the background detail and the foreground detail that's put in later, well, seconds later, all show up really well. So that's one of the reasons I like using Yupo paper. You don't have to use that. You can use other types of products where you've put a slippery film on the surface, or a slippery surface. So there's overlapping thoughts, also on Yupo paper. Here's the blue scarab. Oops, I'm going to go out because you can't tell it's a scarab from there. Oops, come on. And this is done on freezer paper, so it's not archival. But if I want to keep the image, I can just by scanning it and piecing it together. And some of them I've liked so much, I am going to be doing that. What I didn't realize when I named it was there actually is a blue scarab in, I think they're all from Egypt, I'm not sure. But I looked up blue scarabs and there actually are some. So this one here is from, it's on Yupo paper, and every time I put it in here, I put it in upside down. And we're going to show you that in a video right now, and I'll prepare for the next session where we're going to have a good look at the tools. So, are we back, or are you going to be showing something else right now?
Yeah, we're back.
I'm back. Okay, I'm just about ready. That's 1.5 inch. Wait a minute. I'm missing one's eyes here. That's okay. Doesn't matter. That's the size I'm missing. Okay, so, oh, wait a minute. I show these in a different way to begin with. Boy. I'm getting ready to demonstrate using them, and first I have to go over their wonderful qualities. So I'm putting them in order here for you to see. And these are called mottlers, and the reason we call them mottlers is because they have the same type of handle as the mottler brush, often used in artist studios, so that they're sort of like a workhorse of the studio. They do so many things. They're very easy to clean, and they actually, as a silicone tool, they become a tool that you can use for making art. And so we demonstrated some of that already. And these are very similar. These are called, except they come in sets of 5, and they're very small. And we have a 7mm one and a 3mm one to show you today. And when we're doing Amazon Live, we only can show things that we actually have for sale right now. We do have more on the way. The 10mm and the 4mm, so 3mm, 7mm, and I'm going to show you a close-up of these in a few minutes. And this is the mottler, the 3-inch mottler, and I'm going to show it to you. Oops, I've got to get these guys off the way so they're not, and I can coming just a bit, so got a mark on the paper. Coming just a bit. Now, let's. Okay, so this. I'm actually going to set that. I've set the focus free so that it moves up and down with me here. So this is the 3-inch mottler, so that means 3-inch across this edge. That's a very sharp, clean edge, very straight, medium firm silicone. Some of these I've had for years. I'm not demonstrating with the ones I've had for years right now, but the one I start painting, I'll definitely be using the ones that are much older. And except for a little paint here and there, they are in exactly the same condition. Okay, so this is medium firm blade, can paint very sharp, incisive marks, and not just square marks, but a lot of expressive marks, and that's some of the thing we're going to explore today. It has a metal ferrule, and I've used them for years, so I haven't really seen any sign of rusting, but I do look after my tools. The handle looks and feels like a wooden handle. It's firm, it's reasonably heavy, but it's not. It's a compressed synthetic, which means that it will not separate like wood or absorb water like wood fiber and eventually split. So here's one that I've had where I've had this for quite a while, but you can see the wood is splitting, the ferrule is rusting, and the silicone, unfortunately, is getting a little bit rigid. It's not as pliable as this, but I have no idea. I know I had it about the same time as when I bought these, but when I first got these, and I liked these so much that's what I decided I wanted to market. So here we are. And so the 3-inch, it comes in the 3-inch. Where did they disappear to? Oh, where did I put? Oh, I see. 3-inch. Where did they go to? Did I put them under? Oh, there they are. Looking for the brushes, looking for the mottlers. The 2.5-inch, 2-inch, 1.5-inch, and 1-inch. And I just want to show you the 1-inch here and the 3-inch at the side to show you the blades. And you can see that the blade from the 1-inch is identical to the blade from the 3-inch. So there's been no skimping in the making of the smaller products. Often with art tools, when you get to smaller products, they're not made quite as well. And this is definitely the same. And our best seller is the 1-inch. That's where people usually start. They can understand why they would want to use one. And when they get a small one, they start to understand why they would really want to get the larger sizes. So those are the mottlers. Did I say everything about them? Oh, easy, easy, easy to clean. So if I stuck this in paint right now, the easiest way for me to clean it is to just take a dampened rag, or a dampened cloth, pardon the rag, a dampened cloth, and just wipe the paint right off into the cloth. And then I just save it. I just drop it into a pail with a bit of water and rinse them out and throw them through the wash every couple of days. So that way I don't have paint on my worktop, and it also means that I'm not contributing to masses of paper towel. And so that's the mottler. So now I'm going to show you these guys. And how am I doing for time? Okay, because since we're now getting these back into the store, we have to think about getting certain things on, and make sure they're shown and demonstrated. And these are the 3 millimeters. Same tool. And I have a little cheat chart here, because there are actually here 5. Oops, let's make it just a bit bigger for you. There are 5 different tips on these. And so I'm going to go from, that's the flat angle chisel, the flat chisel, the cup chisel, the round cup, and a taper point. And I'm going to talk about each of them. But really, the best way to find out is to get them and try them because they're amazing. They can do so many different things. I'm going to try and bring them up a little closer. Is that going to... Should focus because I'm in... Let's see. Yeah. I can see. Oh, yeah. They're not too bad. So this is the taper. I'm twisting it now. The tapered one. You can see the tapered end. It comes to a really sharp point. And then the next one here, which I'm twisting now, that is the flat chisel, and it's across the end tip of the flat chisel that determines the size. So this one is 7 millimeters. This flat chisel is 7 millimeters across. You look at the next one. It is the cup chisel. I'm turning it now. You can see that it's got a little cup on one side. That gives it extra strength, so it can be used in, fairly in sculpting and things like that. And then there's a round chisel, so it's got a round end. Oops, round end and chisel. And the taper point. So just to be brief about them, these little guys, I'm not going to go through and separate. Oops, I'm trying. It's funny because I have a monitor right here, and I can see quite clearly on the monitor, but I actually have to look through the camera in order to make sure I know what you're seeing. So these ones are the same, but you've got same in the fact that they have the same ends, and that the flat chisel is the size of, these are 7 millimeters. These ones are 3 millimeters. They're our smallest ones. So for very fine carving, for fine marks, and I hope to demonstrate some of them today. I may not have time, but we will go through and use them. I use them a lot when I'm doing poured paintings for moving the painting individually, the pour in different ways after I'm painting. If you noticed the painting behind me when I came in, oh, that painting didn't show up because we don't have that. I'm sorry, we do not have that. Here's a poured painting that I did. This is probably the most miniature poured painting that I've ever done. And let's see if I can come in. Oops. Zoom. And there. So that's a very tiny, tiny poured painting. And after I poured it, what I did was I add my artist's touch by going in and making lines in the soft paint when it's still slightly pouring and things like that. So that's what I use these little tiny ones for. I didn't realize I'd be demonstrating with the tiniest painting that I'd ever made. And that's done on a bit of Yupo paper, and it has an acrylic glaze on the surface. It's almost like a piece of jewelry. And it just sort of sits around in my drawer, and I find it every once in a while. And like this particular part here, it looks like 3 peas in a pod. I don't know whether I can make it any bigger. I think I've zoomed it right in. Yeah, that's it. So it's quite small. It's about 2.5 inches wide. And these things look just fine on that size of work. That's what you'd want to be working with, is the little tiny 3 millimeter shaper sets. Okay. And the shapers clean in the same way. They do have wooden. The handles are wooden, but I haven't had any problem with them. But I really do look after my tools. So, and they clean the same way. Just a quick wipe with a damp cloth. Don't have to use any soaps. And for all of the silicone products, you can use them with cold wax and you can use them with solvents, but you must not leave them standing in solvents because silicone will, let's see if we can get this. Silicone dissolves in solvents, and so they'll get soft. And so anytime you use solvents, make sure you rinse them immediately after and not leave any solvent sitting on the tips. Okay. And I think now I'm going to, can I introduce Sandy Welsh?
Yeah.
We've got that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, oh, wait a minute, I'm looking at the wrong place. I'd like to introduce Sandy Welsh. She's an online artist. And she will be painting with a 1-inch modeler and a 3-inch modeler. And then she'll do some scratching through with the 3-inch modeler. Thank you, Sandy Welsh.
Let's see. I'm going to go back to my little rubber spatula here. She had that big ball of dark. And then we'll go over it again with a lighter blue, but this will be underneath. So are we getting to look like this ocean? See? This is really cool. Where do you get them? Oh, I ordered them from Amazon. They look like, where's my big one? I think they're called shapers. I got 2 of them. I got the bigger one. They're not expensive either. I got this one. I think if you just put in paint shapers, this will come up. They're not, and you can use the tips if you want to sort of scratch out. Yeah, they had a couple different sizes, but I like them. It's the first time I've started using them.
Is that me? Okay, this is the painting I did while I was at art school. You can see the scraping through in red at the bottom and the yellow bands at the top made by scraping through the dark layer onto the yellow layer. The painting is also covered with a layer of horizontal and vertical green, fluorescent green lines poured across the surface. In the next demo, I will be showing how some of these effects are achieved. So am I right directly at the next demo already?
Yeah.
Okay. So here I am, and I don't know if I can take you right out. Zoom right in. Okay, so what I'm showing here is that I have all of the modelers placed around the side, and I'm going to be demonstrating in the center here. And I'm going to be also using the 2 these shaper tools as well. But I just want to keep them sort of off the edge so that when I film, I don't have all the little bits and pieces in the film. So I'm going to be, they're sitting there, but you can't see them, and I'll be grabbing from these edges. Okay, I think.
Can you double check the focus?
Double check the focus, okay, but I have to really get into the place where I want to be, okay? Is that okay?
Yeah, you zoom.
Pardon me?
So,
Here we go. Is that all right, Prabhan?
you're out of focus.
In focus now?
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. I don't know why. I can just look at that little thing and see it. So usually I start out with just playing with the 3-inch modeler, just to give you an idea of how big it is and how wonderful it is. Here it is, 3 inches. That's laying down 3 inches of paint smoothly. It takes a little bit of practice, believe me. I'm much better at it I'm much better at it now than when I first began, but it's more or less, if you put down enough paint, you just sort of let the brush, the modeler, just lay on the surface. Now I'm going to scrape through the 3-inch. And so when you do something like this, you see the 3-inch wide, and you see how nice and crisp the edges are. That's also dependent on the type of paint I've got. If I've got really sloppy paint, and I do tend to use liquid paints for these, then the edges will start to move in a little bit. And then on the sides you can see the mass tone of the paint, and this is quinacridone red, and this is a lighter tone, and there's a slightly darker tone of the lighter tone just lightly laid in on there. So you may think that this nice big broad brush can only do square things, but that's not true. And it's very, very good for putting gesso on large pieces, pushing gesso into the fiber of a linen if you want a smoother surface, or, getting things done really quickly. And I'm just going to demonstrate some expressive marks here. So that's just using the edge of it. So you might think that you need to get the smaller shapers in order to make nice sharp marks, but in fact you can use these ones to do that too. And we did the first, I think, 30 sessions of the show with only the modelers, because that's all we could get in stock, partly because of the shipping situation worldwide. So we're starting to get our stock in now. So okay, nice sharp marks, and sure, they're straight, but they're fairly expressive. I think you can make them a little more expressive. You can make them do all different kinds of things. So even the big one can make really beautiful expressive marks. So I'm going to go back and fill that in. We're going to play with some of the marks. So there it is, wet, and just to show you, everything's red, so I hope it shows up. To clean it. So I use these videos to make other videos, and then I try to, when I'm showing it, I try to show people, how to clean the brush or clean the modeler. But when I take the video off of, I have to cut out all the parts where I've got this big brush and I'm cleaning it. The thing about cleaning these as opposed to cleaning a brush is that, it cleans very easily and quickly, and you're not transferring color from one tool to another. So that's one of the beautiful things about silicone. This is the 2.5 inch, and it's got a bit of paint on it. That's why the name is worn. So 2.5 inches, scrape through, and you can lay it down beautifully too, just like the other ones. Similar creative marks. And I've been doing this for, I guess this is about my 40th show. And I just discover new ones all the time, and I think that you can't do that with those, and then I try it and I think, that leaves an interesting mark. So I do try to capture them when I make an interesting mark on video. So that's the 2 inch, 2.5 inch, sorry. And I'm going to wipe that one off too. Two-inch. Oops. Was that bubble gum or something? No. I think it's just a piece of thread. So this is a 2-inch. So, and it goes on and on and on down the sizes. Right now, while I've got a nice square of red here, I'm going to demonstrate some of the properties of the smaller tools here, of the shapers. Okay. And we'll come back and use these again later. Some of them, depends. We don't use everything all the time, but so what I have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got the 5. I've got that's the angle chisel. Don't know how good that is showing up here. Let's see. Let's see. Where's that? Oh, I'm trying to think of where the. Oh, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the angle chisel. Just learning how to use my monitor here. Angle chisel. So I'm using that flat side of that chisel there. Now I'm just going to go with a little teeny pointy thing. And here's some pointy marks off the side. And I could make pointy marks in here. And can I lay down paint with it? Probably. Might take some practice. I haven't practiced with these. Now, there I go. And so you have a wide variety of things that you can do with this one, that's for sure. As with all of them. Okay. I'm going to do a little wipe through so I can use them again. And the other thing that doing this every day like this is I've never been very tidy around the studio, and what I've learned is that these are really great for just clean as you go, and they're always ready to go. So this is the here, let's see. This is the flat chisel, very similar to the big mottlers. And I'm just going to scrape through here, show you nice marks. And then I'm going to take one of these mottlers and erase the whole board and start over again. Give me more space. Once again. Pretty good. Got some Velcro mixed in there with my rags, so it's a little weird. So clean that. Cup chisel. So this is one that is often used with sculpting because it's got a fairly strong end. And you can, the thing that's fun about these is that you can, Valentine's Day is coming up, so you can write secret messages in your artwork. This is probably not so secret. Let's do it with this one here. Well, let's make some artwork first. Okay. And then a nice heart. Maybe a double heart or a triple heart. And then you can say, I love, oops. Maybe make it a bit stronger statement, but say, you, whoops. Ew. Anyway, you understand what I'm saying, so then you can sort of do a lot of other stuff around it, and you can see if the person who gets it understands what your intent is. Anyway, that's what I call the secret message art. It's handy when it's Valentine's Day, because it's really not about secrets, is it? Anyway, there we go. So that's the larger ones. And it depends on the tips. And all I can really say about them is get them and try them and use them in every situation you can. I think you'll be surprised and very pleased about what you can do with these. Now I'm down to my 2-inch. Today, for some reason, I had the idea that I would, I don't know whether it'll work with the color red. It's so pretty. I think I might add a little Payne's gray, just enough to darken it a bit. And I'm going to spread it around so it looks kind of dark. I don't know if this is going to work or not. But so I'll do my usual, let's make a basket with this, with the 1-inch. And that's why I start with the large one, is then go this way instead of the other way. Oops, I've still got some red on there, and that doesn't matter at all. So I'm going to make some sort of like a basket weaving thing. So I'm just going to gently pull through here.
A little bit out of focus.
I'm a little bit out of focus and I'm a little bit too far. Thank you, Previn. Is that focus better? That should be right on, actually. So you can make nice, strong, sweeping ones. And what's underneath when you scrape through is really dependent on what you've done before. I was kind of preparing to maybe use something else as a background that I'd already used before. I don't know what I did with it, though. Just to give you an idea that you choose what the background is. And so now I'm going to go in, I'm going to weave in and out with the same brush. And I could be weaving in and out with actual paint on the brush if I wanted to, but let's try that a little bit. I've never done that before, so let's put some paint on the brush. So you are going to maybe experience a failure here. Under, over, under, over, under, under. Did I get that right? Under, over, under, over. There we go. So now we're going to go over, under, over, under. Once I get a rhythm going, I usually get it right, but under, over, over. Oops, did that one wrong. Over, under. Let's correct it. Okay, so why did I choose to do it with those black ones today? Well, I had when I was playing with it yesterday, I thought it was very interesting. This other one that I did, that I started to have hair growing out of the edges of the basket. And I thought, well, I'll try that again today. I don't know if that showed up very well. Did it, Previn? Okay. So what I did is when I got here, I thought, okay, so say you had a little black cat in the basket or something like that. And you could just say, so these, you can see the textures that can be made with this. Well, that's a very close. I can make it even more bigger. I mean, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger if I want to. So these can be making all kinds of textures. So I'm just choosing one of these brushes. It's probably not even the best one for doing it. You could probably be making finer, quieter textures that are, that are coming from between the holes in the basket. Or they could be plants, or whatever. The thing about something like this, and I don't know whether we'll have time for it, is that if you go through and do something like this, and let it dry for a little bit, and then scrape it off, you will have a lot of these things sort of like ghosted in the background. And they can be used in many areas of painting. Let's have some green hair. There we go. So that's a very big cat with a lot of hair hanging out. And we're all focused on cats around here because we just got a new kitten too, so, but it wasn't a black one. Now, I could demonstrate just cleaning this off, but you can just take my word for it. The very easiest way to get excess paint off something like this is to just take a 3-inch and just angle it, wipe, overlap, angle, wipe, overlap, etc. And you'll get most of it off. And if you really want to get it off your palette or off a painting that you're a little bit concerned about, or that you don't want this, for example, if I didn't want this to be my painting, how am I doing? Oh my goodness, I'm almost out of time. Okay, I'll just show it. I didn't realize. But you can see, you may not be able to see the ghosting that well, but I'm just going to take you in and show it to you. Okay, let's see. Let's go in. Let's go out a bit. You can see all the little black lines there. And I guess I will show you how to, well, I did show you how to scrape most of it off already. So, but if you really wanted to get it completely off, you could then take a rag and wipe it off. And you'll find underneath that most of your work comes off very easily, and most of it came off with the modeler. And notice we still have those lines underneath there. Okay, so we didn't get to demonstrating. Oh, where is it? Here it is. So what I was going to do, I don't have time to go through all the series, but it took us a series of things to get to this level. We saw this, I saw that somewhere, and I wanted to learn how to make it. And so here we've sort of gone through the steps of it. And I will go through those with you some other time. But today I'm just going to show you how we got to pretty much the finished product. Maybe I'll show you our first attempt. So our first attempt did not look like that. And I've already got the paint mixed up, so I'm pretty sure I can do it. So what we have here is gold paint mixed with a gel medium. That's it's actually just to save money because you don't really need that much gold in it for it to work. So that's gold paint. I thought I might even put some of the stainless steel in there, but that might just detract from it. Now, it does look a bit cloudy, and the reason it looks cloudy is that this is the medium here that it's mixed, the gold paint is mixed with it. It looks like a heavy, thick cream. But this stuff, when it dries, is absolutely clear. So we could just mix it in there if we wanted to. And so this looks like it's a far cry from that painting. So the real trick to these particular paintings is making yourself a special tool. And, oops, where am I going to put these? where am I going to put these? Oh, there. There, I can put them here. And that special tool that we made, and this is the one that worked. We worked away before we got to this one. I can show you some of these, like we had this one, but it was kind of too small. And we had this one, and the teeth were too big, and neither of these have very big spots for lots of gold paint to go through. So this is the one that worked. And so the goal, like once we got to this point, the goal was to be able to make nice, shiny marks that go right off the edge and look, and the paint will look much richer when, I think I have to put a little bit more on, much richer when it's drier, because that milky color in the gold will have disappeared. And it'll look like very gold. And that's the thing with these. I'm using acrylic paints. And they're water-based. So, and so now I think I have enough on here. Woo! So we go 1, 2, 3. So we don't have to do that kind of that painting that they did in there, but we can play with it for a little bit and go like that. So that's sort of like under, over, or we can make swirly swirls like snakes. When I do these, I like them to go right off the edge, and I like the curves to be very rounded, but that's just because I like a certain mood. Somebody else might like a different mood. And so I apologize for the fact that we have not had the other part of the, ooh, I like that. I like that one. That's holding it at a twisty and rather than at a, ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. So that's holding it at sort of a twisty angle. Oops, too many wigglies there. So, okay, well, you get the idea. And you just keep going until you find one you can live with, and you say, well, I'll stop now and I'll make another one later. You gotta have a set of 6 on the wall that you'd made yourself that are unique, that nobody else would even know how you ever did it. And you don't have to use gold. Oops, I like that, but I like to have a bit of a curve there. And I like these. Okay. I gotta stop. Well, that looks too much like somebody's wavy hair. Ha! Okay, I'm addicted to this. It's probably pretty obvious. And just the other thing I'm going to show you, when I said you don't have to stop with gold, I added a red to this. I actually added this quinacridone red, a transparent red. You'd want, if you do add a color, you want to add a transparent color. And I think I showed you one today, which was a silver one. And also, here's one where we played with the background and went through and made other marks on the surface. That's taking us to just about the end of our show.
Started a little bit late.
Oh, we did start late. Oh, good. But okay, so what happens now? Are you going to show those beautiful things you did? How it's used, and those ones?
So we could do that, or we could show we want to show the video of the green picture paper.
Oh, right. Oh, I missed a whole part. Did I miss the whole part of that show? No, I didn't. I'm okay.
That's
I'm okay.
in this section.
Okay. So where is the green one? Oh, here it is. We have time to see how this was made. And this is made with the 2-inch flat modeler. And very early in our, oops, I got to get this cleaned up. Very early in our show making experience. So I don't want to put it over that gold over there. So just makes the whole thing Okay? Okay.
Okay, and you're back?
Thank you. Okay. Are you going to show how things...
Yeah, we can do what you use and then do it.
Oh, yeah. So Prebin's going to show you a short video now of where our products are used, and that will be followed by a video with Julie Pritchard, another online painter, and she's going to tell you about her favorite tools.
All of these products are paid for by me. I am not receiving any paid sponsorship for any of these mentions. Next up, from Barvotti.com are these rubber scraping brushes. I really like these to add texture and to smooth paint on my surface. They come in a variety of sizes. These two are my most favorite tools right now.
And you're back?
Oh, I'm back. Okay. So, is this did you do how they're used, the video mediums?
No, I didn't do those. We can do those.
Okay, good. Because then I'm pretty much going to do the outro.
We're back to you.
Okay, so thank you for joining us today. You can find us here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Central to do a demonstration and answer your questions. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Perhaps you might be able to see me then when our other camera is working. We'll be working on it. So we'll see you Wednesday, we hope. Oh, shoot, I got to stack crap on this before.